Hi everyone, in today's video we are talking affordable makeup. Now it's easy to find a cheap makeup product, but I set myself a challenge to go out there and find some really good makeup products that cost under £6 each. And to be honest with you, the majority of these products cost around £3 or £4 and they are brilliant. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. You know as well as I do, you are not going to get Maybelline, L'Oreal, Milani, all for under £6. So I have a lot of Catrice, Essence, Wet n Wild, ELF in this collection here today. We just have to be realistic about the brands that we can actually get really amazing products from at a really low price. So we're going to start off with a little bit of skin prep. So this is the Embryolisse Laitcrème Concentrate. All the makeup today is under £6, but this was £8. I couldn't find a very good moisturiser that was under £6. If you know of one, let me know. So that's the only product that doesn't hit our price range today, but that's the only one, but it's technically not makeup, so I'm getting away with it. This is supposed to be a moisturiser and a primer all in one. This was all people used to use once upon a time, and I know people like Lisa Eldridge swear by this product. It doesn't have an SPF, although you can get one with an SPF. Now you can get bigger quantities of this, but I just wanted to try it out and it's really lovely. It's very moisturizing, but it's not heavy. It just sinks into the skin and it makes a really good base for your makeup. This contains aloe vera and shea butter, and it actually does say on the front that it is designed to be a makeup base. So it's a fantastic product. It does have some fragrance, but it's not strong. It just smells really fresh. And obviously something like this is perfect for traveling with. I don't know how long 15ml will last you if you are using it every day. I don't use it every day, so that's something to bear in mind. So we're kicking off with an eyebrow pencil from Essence. This only cost me £1.99. It has a 1.5mm slim tip, and there are the size of the tiny little hair strokes that it creates, which is great. Right up my alley for somebody who doesn't have any eyebrows. And I have to say, I think this is the best eyebrow pencil I have used at the drugstore. Now, it's not as slim tipped as the Benefit My Precisely My Brow, which I use currently, but at the drugstore, I really do struggle to find decent eyebrow pencils. This is a really good one. And it's also a twist up, which is so handy. And I found it really good for just filling in those gaps. I do prefer an eyebrow pen. That is my preference. Now, I am definitely mega fussy when it comes to eyebrows because I don't have any. And this is softer than what I would like it to be, but for the drugstore, for £1.99, so good. So we need to set these eyebrows in place. So we are going to go in with a product that I used to use every day, but it's been replaced by another favorite by the same brand. So I used to love this, the ELF Brow Lift, and this is basically just an eyebrow wax, and this retails for £6, so at the top end of my target budget for each product. I have a little Essence spoolie here and I'm just going to tap into it. Just brush up my minimal brow hairs. Now, the only reason I stopped using this was because I discovered the ELF Brow Laminating Gel. Well, I say I discovered it, it was released. And I much prefer the Brow Laminating Gel. I just find that it has a little bit more hold, but this is still a really nice product. It's beautiful. I think ELF do brow products really well. Although having said that, I'm not the biggest fan of their eyebrow pencils. They're fine, but they're not thin enough. And their new eyebrow pen, don't even talk to me about that. That is not good. Before I go in with my eyes, I'm going to go in with this Catrice product. This is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Stick. This is a glow booster, and if you know me, you know I love a bit of glow. So I've not tried this yet. So this is in the shade Light. So that's the shade Light, which is just perfect for me. But I'm going to pop that on now and just see what it looks like. It's really, really lightweight. So let's just pop a bit on. I think it's a little bit like their Soft Glam filter, which is a liquid. It's kind of like a Charlotte Tilbury dupe, which I really like. And this just seems to be the stick version of that, but more lightweight. So the Soft Glam filter retails for £5, which is very affordable. I've got a few breakouts here, and it does highlight them a little bit, but it's only supposed to be kind of like a glowy type primer. And yeah, that's nice. I think it's also supposed to be a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. I would say that the Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit more highlighter-esque. This one is a little bit more natural. I mean, this is a fine product. I don't mind it at all. It's a little bit more heavy on the skin, I would say, than the Catrice. So yeah, I would probably go for the Catrice actually. And again, another Catrice product made in Italy. It's quality. Okay, we're moving on to eyes now, and this is a new palette from Catrice, and I did feature this a couple of videos ago when I was reviewing the new Charlotte Tilbury palette. I thought that Digital Lilac was very similar to this little palette, and this is the Tiny Treasures in the shade Wild Berry, and I just love this. Let me swatch a few of these shades for you. These eyeshadows only cost £4 or £4.99. One of the two. You know that drugstore prices always vary. Just dipping my Zoeva 228 into the lightest matte. I haven't always been the biggest fan of Catrice eyeshadows. I mean, they're fine, especially for the price that you're paying. But these Tiny Treasures have been so good, and they have a few colour stories, I believe. But this was just the one that really stood out to me. I just think it's so pretty. I've been really loving pinks and lavenders, lilacs recently. It must be the spring that's on the way. It's very pigmented, but it's very, very soft. Look, you don't get as much product in these eyeshadows as what you do. For example, the Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, it's tiny. It really is tiny, but I think it's great for travel. I think this has to be my favourite Catrice palette so far that I've ever tried. Then I'm going to take my BK Beauty N13 and I'm going to go in to this deepest shade. Really, really pigmented. Look at that. See how quick and easy that lay it down and blend it out. Okay, I'm going to take my BK Beauty A505 and I'm going to go in to the lightest matte here. I'm just going to bring it just in the first third of my eye, just around the inner corner, just to kind of brighten it up just a little bit. I will be going over that with shimmer, obviously. I actually think the mattes are great in this little palette. Right, I'm obviously going to go in with this middle shade here. I'm going to use my finger for this. So I'm going to go in with this light shimmer here just for the inner corner. That's so nice. I'm then going to take my BK Beauty N12 and I'm going back in to these mattes and I'm just going to take some under and over the lash line. And don't forget, Catrice are vegan, they are cruelty free, they contain no mineral oils and no fragrances. That is worth your money. £4, you cannot grumble at that. So I have an Essence long lasting eye pencil in the shade Hot Chocolate. This cost me £2. I do prefer a brownie type eyeliner and this is very creamy, very creamy. And it blends out as well, which is a great sign. So I've got my Refa 03 here ready to blend out. This claims to be waterproof and to give 18 hours of wear. I won't be wearing it for 18 hours, I can guarantee that. But as long as it sticks around, that's all that matters. Okay, that's pigmented and it blends out really nicely. And it's not a kohl liner, so it's not going to smudge out and blend out as much as what a kohl would do, but it's still really nice. I don't really do wings. They just don't look good on me. But we'll bring a little bit under the lash line. I really like that. We'll see now if it ends up all down my face or not. Moving on to mascara now, and I'm actually using a mascara from Catrice today. I don't think I've ever used a Catrice mascara on this channel, and today's the day. This is the Catrice Glam Doll Endless Lash Mascara. Here's the brush. And you know, that is just the perfect size for me. I have used this already. It's really, really nice. And I just love the little size of it. It's great. So I'll pop this on, and while I'm putting this on, I'll tell you a little bit about this mascara. This mascara has a precision brush which firmly defines every single lash and gives them impressive volume as well as endless length. Its smooth texture ensures a clump-free and smudge-proof result. So this claims to give length and volume. It has no microplastic particles. It's perfume free, alcohol free, paraben free, vegan and cruelty free. So this mascara is absolutely fine. It's not my favorite mascara from the drugstore. I think this is an excellent first mascara. If you've got a teenager at home, this is, I would say, the perfect mascara for them, because it's not a super wet formula. Now, I do prefer mascaras that are slightly on the drier side. This is a little bit too dry for me, and it's not a bad thing, but I feel like I have to work hard to deposit the product onto the lashes. And you know what? It's fine for £4. It's really good, but I think there are better mascaras at the drugstore. For example, my favorite, which is the Essence Lash Without Limits, but I wanted to use something different today just because I know I tend to bang on about the same stuff all the time, so I'm bringing you a little bit of variety. So yeah, it's a nice mascara, not my favorite, but definitely worth the money. While I was on my drugstore spree, I picked up an inner eye brightening pen from Essence, and this was $1.99. So this is just for the inner waterline, which is supposed to brighten up the eye. I used to use stuff like this all the time, but I've not used them in years. So yeah, it's just supposed to open up the eye a little bit and just brighten it up. I don't know if it works or not, but we'll go with it. And the good thing about this pencil is it deposits really nicely and it is creamy. You don't have to drag it along your lash line, because please do not use a pencil that you need to drag on your inner waterline, because that could literally be so disastrous. Let's move on now to the complexion. We are kicking off with the Essence Correct and Conceal. Now I'm using this as a color corrector because I am going in with a separate concealer. It comes in 4 different shades. This is in the shade medium, and I'm just going to use a little bit under the eye. So I'm just going to tap that in with my fingers. And this is really nice. It's really lightweight. I've got a bit of fallout from that eyeshadow. So if you see my face sparkling, you know why. And this only retails for $2.99. $2.99. It feels so hydrating. It really does. Oh my gosh. Has that just erased my veins? Whoa. I've used this already, but it didn't do that much of a good job. Oh my gosh. Okay, what has just happened? What's happening? I'm shocked. Oh wow. Let's get some concealer on over this. So this is a brand new concealer from Catrice, and this is the Catrice Instant Bright Concealer in the shade 032N. And I would say that is definitely a true neutral. I really love the other Catrice concealer, the True Match. I think it's brilliant. I think this is a bit light for me. I don't actually need a lot of it, to be honest, because I already have the coverage from that under eye brightener. This retails for $3.79 and again is made in Italy. I'm taking my BK Beauty A506 for this and just going to blend out. It feels really, really lightweight and hydrating and blends out so nicely. I think that is actually quite acceptable for my skin tone. Really nice. $3.79 and with that colour corrector on top of it, you're talking £6 in total. Yeah, so this concealer is new. So I've been testing it and I've been using it kind of occasionally, and I found it to be really nice. I think it gives a good medium coverage. It's definitely buildable. That's a little bit of a dream team, I think. Today's going to be a good day. On the face, we are going in with a skin tint today, and this is the Essence Skin Tint Hydrating Natural Finish, and it contains SPF 30. So this Essence Skin Tint claims to even out your skin thanks to its light to medium coverage. At the same time, it feels light and comfortable. It does not clog pores. I didn't have very many expectations for this skin tint, but oh my gosh, this is definitely bordering on a really nice light medium coverage foundation. Well, you can judge for yourself actually. Let me show it to you. But we've got a few things to cover today, haven't we? I mean, this cheek is not behaving. Okay, so I messed up on the shades. I know you're shocked about that because I seem to make that a regular occurrence. So I originally picked up the shade 30 and it's actually too light. And then I decided to go for the shade 50 because that was the next neutral shade and that's too dark. So we're going to mix them, all right? So I seem to be a fan of doing that on the channel recently. Let's just mix products together, which doesn't help you. So here's the shade 30 and here's the shade 50. So I've mixed the two together. I still think it's a little, no, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to apply this with my Anti-Hot and Flashy A101. It's a little foundation brush. I'm just going to tap into it as well. And I'm just going to pat it in. Honestly, you won't believe the coverage of this skin tint. I feel like it's definitely one of those skin tints that is not really a skin tint. It's definitely more of a foundation. It's hydrating and its vegan ingredients include aloe vera as well as hyaluronic acid, and it also contains an SPF 30. It definitely has a radiant finish. I wouldn't say it's massively dewy. I'd say it probably looks a bit more dewy because of the base that I've got on. Remember, I put the glowy filter on. I just really love how my skin looks with this skin tint. I really like it. And I'm not really the biggest skin tint fan in the world, but this is a skin tint I can get on board with. And I still have quite a bit left on my hand there. This is lovely. I was really shocked when I first tried this skin tint. So it claims to be a lighter version of their foundation. I haven't tried their foundation, but it sounds like it might be full coverage. This is a good light to medium coverage, I would say. And this skin tint only costs $3.95. $3.95. It just looks like I'm hydrated. It looks like my skin's nice and healthy. It looks naturally beautiful. If you want something that feels like a skin tint but looks like a light to medium foundation, you need to check this out. Now, because I do get a few issues around my face, I actually picked up a concealer stick from Essence. This is the Essence Coverstick. So it looks like this and it's just a twist up product, like a concealer. This only comes in 4 shades. It looks full coverage. You probably can't see that because it's quite close to my skin color, but this is in the shade Matte Sand. And just see how it works. I mean, you're not going to cover texture, so that is a textured spot, but it's actually taken the shine away from it. Let's see the nose. The nose is the area that I can never get anything to really cover very well. Oh, that's done a pretty good job. This was $1.50. Let's try the hyperpigmentation up here. It's really creamy. That's a really good concealer stick. $1.50. Wow. So I have a couple of bronzers and I don't really know which one to wear, but I think I'm going to go in with this one. I'm a little bit scared of it because it looks a little bit sparkly. So this is the Wet n Wild Colour Icon Bronzer, and this is the shade Ticket to Brazil. That's cute. I'm going to use my Nicola Rose N17. I don't think this is going to show up on my skin. Oh, and this cost £5.80, by the way. So close to my £6 budget. Okay, it looks really shimmery in here, but I don't think that's translating. You know what? It looks good on this side, but it's emphasizing a little bit of texture here on my face, which is great. Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I wasn't even going to use it, but it's actually okay. I think it's subtle. I think it's really, really subtle. And yeah, I mean, I don't love this emphasizing of the texture. It's fine. Don't mind it. Okay, so we're going to go in with a blush by the Makeup Academy. Now, I got this in a glossy box a good while ago now, but they do sell these online, and I think you can get these at Notino, and in the UK, I think Superdrug. So this is the blushed liquid blush, and I have the shade Dusty Rose. Ignore the bit that says glossy box. Yours won't say that. Now, I don't like the squeezy tube because I'm never a fan of squeezy tubes, but this blush only costs £3 and it's so good. So that's the shade Dusty Rose, and it's really beautiful. It's gorgeous. So I've wiped off my BK Beauty N17 and I'm going to pick that blush up with that brush and I'm just going to pat it on. Really, really pretty. These are very, very hydrating blushes. They're not too dissimilar. I mean, they're a little bit more pigmented than, but they're a little bit similar to the NARS Afterglow liquid blushes. The Afterglow liquid blushes feel exactly the same on the skin, but these just have a lot more pigment. Okay, I've gone a bit heavy-handed on the blush there. Let's go in with a little bit of powder. So this is the Wet n Wild Translucent Photo Focus Loose Powder. This is translucent, but it's quite creamy. Yeah, it's quite creamy rather than translucent, but we're going in with it anyway. I have used this and it's nice. I don't mind using a powder like this all over my face. So we just need to take down some of this glow that we have going on. So this is my BK Beauty N16, just tapping into that and tapping off. This powder cost me £5.80. All of my Wet n Wild products cost the same price. I don't know whether I got them all on offer or what. Just tapping. I think it's a really nice powder, but I did notice a little bit of creasing with it. I'm going to take a bit around the nose. And a little bit round here. And just around here. That looks really nice, doesn't it? It is a really nice powder. I didn't think I would like it when I opened it because of the colour of it. I expected it to be a bit lighter, but actually it's perfect to use all over the face, including under the eyes. It's very smoothing, it's very blurring. Yeah, I really like it. Now this is such a great product. It's a lipstick and a lip liner in one. So this is the Catrice Lip Artist and it retails for $3.95. It is such good value. So on one side, you've got the lip liner, and then on the other side, you've got the lipstick, which is amazing. I have this in the shade Always Together. There's the lip liner at the bottom, and then there's the lipstick. So again, that's Always Together. And then we're going to go in with the lipstick side. So that's just a really, I would say, dusty pink. I think it's really, really pretty. This is such amazing value. $3.95 for a lip liner and a lipstick, which just feel beautiful. It claims to be a matte finish, but honestly, it's so incredibly creamy. It doesn't feel matte at all. It's really, really comfortable and it lasts incredibly well. It's not transfer proof, like you can see there, but it still sticks around. It doesn't smudge all across your face. I really like it. I think it's such great value. You cannot go wrong with $3.95 for this lip liner and lipstick. It's beautiful. All right, we're finishing up with a setting spray from Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. So for people who don't want a matte or a dewy finish, this is going to give you that natural finish. I've not used this yet, so I don't know what's going to happen right now. Oh, that's strong. Okay, that shoots out. I will insert some footage of my makeup in daylight for you to look at now, just so that you can see exactly how it looks, the colours, the finish, because I think makeup room lighting is obviously very different to the daylight lighting. So yeah, I think it still looks really, really nice. So I think my favourites of today, I think this Essence Correct and Conceal. This is phenomenal. I couldn't believe how much it concealed my under eyes, my dark vein, my darkness. Absolutely brilliant. And for $2.95. The Essence Skin Tint. I would definitely say it's more of a foundation than a skin tint, but definitely a light to medium coverage foundation that you can build up. I am really happy with my skin today. I think that you can still see my skin, and I have got a few blemishes here and there. But I do think that the Catrice glowy product is to blame for highlighting those areas. I should have known better really, but I just was so giddy to use everything. But this skin tint I think is absolutely beautiful, and for $3.95. I think the liners are absolutely stunning and the lipstick is super creamy. It's matte, but it doesn't feel or look particularly matte. I don't know what it actually looks like, but it's gorgeous anyway. And for $3.95, seriously, it's a steal. All of these products are absolutely worth your money. You can go to the drugstore and you can spend £20 on a foundation if that's what you want to do. But you can also pick up something like this skin tint for $3.99 and it's going to look absolutely flawless. So look, you can do it. You can absolutely get high quality, beautiful products for under £6. And these are just some of them. I actually have tons more that I picked up, but I'll feature them in a different video. So you'll have to let me know, what are your favourite makeup products under £6, under £5? Let me know everything down in the comments because we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.